So I wanted to continue to talk about spiritual warfare and how to know you are in a high light vibration, or you're working with you know, a light frequency. So there are the ideologies, and this is why it's so important to educate oneself about the occult, about theology, theosophy, and psychology, understanding your own psychology, understanding, your the origins of humanity, or developing a deeper understanding. I studied spirituality, theology, theosophy, neuroscience, psychology. Sorry, that's my cat. He loves to be in the camera. Yeah, so it's really important that we invest time in personal development. If you are having a spiritual experience, if you start, identifying that you're observing that kind of phenomena, it's important to empower ourselves and to educate ourselves so we are not living in pain and in fear. Because the worst thing we can do at this precise moment is to be in a vibration of fear. And I mean, having fear is natural, but to inhabit that vibration, to relate to things from that vibration, that's not healthy. So let's say, I'm just giving an example. So if I'm psychic actually, but if I did readings and I noticed my clients are codependent, I really dislike that. And I stopped doing readings because of it, because I prefer to do mentoring, that I teach you how to tune in and to get your information rather than you becoming dependent on me, because after a while, it's really exhausting, this experience, because I'm a creative being. I want to do different things, and not only psychic readings. And I love to meet people with lots of different talents, gifts and so forth. But there's a point that the energetic vibration of the exchange doesn't feel good to me. Some people like it, and I'm not criticizing anyone. But personally, I decided to do mentoring courses rather than um, psychic readings. I could do a group psychic reading, but I read energy, and like I can read in a specific way that I can remote view and so forth. But I don't like that is a codependent relationship, because that lowers the vibration, my vibration, your vibration, and I don't like it. I don't like the in harmony of the whole situation. So um and I understand that a lot of people are used to making their living in that way, and I'm not criticizing anyone's way of making their living. I hope that we're all prosperous. I'm just looking to empower people to develop their inner gifts, and because I believe the more people are empowered, the more positive change we can impact. And understanding the light is really important, but also understanding your darkness is a part of it. Understanding your flaws, your emotional wounds is really important to develop a meditation practice, that we can spend time with our wounds. It doesn't have to be every day. You can choose some time a month that you spend time with your wounds. You can learn to reverse ancestral curses. And it sounds supercharged when we say, oh, demonic energy, low energy, and curses. It's really important to know what we focus on, we create. So if we're focusing on, let's say you develop an attachment with a celebrity, and you're in love with them, but they don't know who you are. They don't know you exist, so you focus on your wounds, and you're like, oh, I really, I don't like myself. When you look at that person, you wish that they would love you, but because you don't like yourself and you're connecting with one of your open wounds that is pouring out of your life, that you're not giving meaning to your life, you're just spending hours fantasizing about this person. It can happen that in the spiritual reality you can create entanglement with that energy and with your wound, and it manifests psychically, and you can experience spiritual psychosis. So these things happen for a reason, and they're not there to necessarily hurt you. You can, we all had to go through that, because it's partly, it could be the Kundalini awakening, at the same time opens up all these wounds, and you're able to perceive things that are in the astral, And because we're all like we're all gods, and we're all multi-dimensional, and we're creating for so many levels that we're unconscious of, because we haven't done the inner work, we haven't gone through like earth school, developing my personal development aspect and healing myself. So we can become awakened at any time in our development. Like for me, I was like doing video production, and even now, like I have experienced like an awakening. I was literally like like doing my business thing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it this way and that way, and then like I started channeling. I had a big awakening. I was like, oh no, I was awakened before, but I was like, oh, let me navigate through this, like just deal with the clients that are ready to deal with my awakened self. And then with the other unawakened ones, I'm just going to deal with it that way. And I didn't want to talk about it necessarily, but it came out in such a, like it shook me out of like my, putting things in compartments, even though I was awakened, but I didn't want to make, to directly talk about it like with everyone. Like maybe I didn't want to do that. Like I just wanted to like do my thing, because I like not being visible. I enjoy just creating out behind the camera and like just being like doing my thing. And I love that. I love my time alone. I love my own company. And I'm not saying other people's company is not bad, but I really like my own company. So it wasn't like I was putting, other people down. I love hanging out with people. But I was just in a space that I didn't want to, be another person on TikTok. I really didn't want that. So like here I am, and I'm really grateful actually, because I get to connect and observe people in a different way. And also, it's not easy to come up here and find your voice and like say, hey, I don't like this and I don't like that. And I want to be able to relate with other humans and know that we're all impacting each other, because I'm sure if somebody makes a video about like dealing with the darkness and so forth, everyone wants to talk about that, and that's okay. I just want people to really talk about what's really in their hearts, because I also want to feel inspired. I don't want us all to repeat each other, that it's just like, oh, I'll go on TikTok, nobody will inspire me because everyone is copying me. I'll go over here, everyone is copying me. Like this happens every time I work in a place. Like I start working in a place, I become friends with people, and they all copy me. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I want some, and I have to really look for people who inspire me, because everyone copies me and it sucks. I want like inspiration and people in other cool vibrations, like, so I can like, boogie with them and have fun, So there is all of that, it's so important that we become awakened to our own gifts. And that's what I'm about, because it really bores me to see people going through all these experiences, when you're really suffering from spiritual psychosis and somebody telling you, oh, you have to buy my product, this will help you. It really sucks, but, just remember you're not alone. And I hope to make videos about this to just help people shift from that. And, but it's a disservice to me and all my teachers, because it's important to invest in a training so you can really become versatile in how to navigate through those densities when those things are happening. And the more gifts you attain and more level of awareness you attain, the more self-mastery is required. It's no joke, So just remember you're not alone, that there's information out there. You can talk to your guides, they will help you. So you're, in that sense, if you're experiencing like dark entity attacks and things like that, you can go into nature, you can do eye gazing and things that can really help. But I'm going to do a separate post on this, because I really wanted to discuss the topic and how it works, so you can get an idea, so you understand what can empower you. This is my cat again. So in this sense, when you're having low entity attacks, just remember that you are a powerful being and declare that. And the other thing is that there's information online, there's prayers, depending on your belief system. Because if you're an atheist, then you can say, I don't believe this shit. This doesn't exist. And that's the end of it, So depending on your belief system, I would invite you to book a mentoring session with me if you're open to exploring all the belief systems and understanding the history and the origins of humanity, and understanding how to navigate that through that process yourself and to feel supported in your spiritual development. Then it's a different thing to going on about it by yourself. That's fine too. Just find like a good supportive group of people that can hold space for your experience. And I see you the next time in the next talk.